Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Balloon Hit Productions. I'm your master of ceremonies as usual. My name is Marcelo Nostroza, and I'd like to welcome you to my review of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 3, Episode 5, entitled Through the Lens of Time. But as you guys know, I don't talk about Strange New Worlds on my YouTube channel without my good friend PJ here. So, PJ, welcome back to the channel.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay, so to kick off this discussion, the crew of the Enterprise just basically get entrusted with um, investigating this strange, unique planet that has this sort of like ovulus structure in it, and when they go into it, some funny shit and some time shenanigans ensue, basically. So, PJ, what did you think about this episode in general when you saw it?
Well, when it opens with the junior medical officer that we met in Wedding Bell Blues, we don't know his name yet, but his name is Ensign Gamble, and he's doing his log, and he's very optimistic. I was like, yeah, he's probably gonna die. And
Yeah.
the thing is, here's my problem with his log. He talks about the day and how his life won't be the same afterwards. Once he gets assigned to the landing party by Mbenga, he goes straight to the briefing, right? Yeah, in between that, we hear more of his log. Like, I've been dreaming about this since the blah blah blah. First day I was in Starfleet. My question, Marcelo, when did he make the log?
I
He certainly
have
didn't do it. He certainly didn't do it after the fact. He's not doing it in the present moment. I don't know. It's
no,
weird.
no,
Maybe
you
it's
know
just
what?
internal monologue. But I
But
think it's like Junior Medical's log at the beginning. It's
no,
weird.
yeah, but no, but he says, I believe he says, medical log at the beginning, and if he says medical log at the beginning, like you intimated, we should see that on screen. Has there ever been a moment in Star Trek where a character has done that in a previous show and we haven't seen that?
I don't know. I'm just wondering when he made the log, if he
Right,
never
right, right,
returned.
right,
But
right.
that
Um,
only occurred to me after the fact. Maybe I'm nitpicking. Maybe there's something. Maybe we're just hearing his internal monologue, and I got confused. I don't know.
right, right.
But
No, the opening
he's
is
gushing about serving aboard the Enterprise for the past 6 months. He loves Roger Corby and his work on like corporeal transference and all that stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
I actually when this episode started, I mean, for anybody watching this at home, don't kill me, guys, but I'm not a Gamble fan. Like when he was first, uh, kind of introduced a couple episodes back, I was like, this character is expendable. I don't like him. He, I when he was first introduced a couple episodes back, I thought that he was going to be expendable. So this episode ended up proving me right. Although I'm like I really wish they would have done the same episode, but with a character that we really cared about. Like uh, if they would have done the same episode but with Erica, that would have been amazing. If they would have given all these story points with tweaks, of course, because Erica's got a different storyline. But if they would have given all these story points with tweaks to Erica instead of Gamble, I thought it would have made a much more intriguing uh, um, episode for me from his point of view. Because you know what, Gamble hasn't been around long enough to make me give a shit. And I
Yeah,
think
he's set up as a new character, but it turns out he's just expendable.
yeah. No,
Yeah, yeah.
it turns out that he's cannon fodder. And as a fan, I'm not particularly I don't particularly like that. Um because it was very reminiscent to what the Strange New Worlds writers did with Hammer in season 1.
So this landing party there, I think it's Nadia, or what is it, Vadia
Uh
nine or
uh
something.
yeah, Buddy and I, yeah.
But there's a there's an interesting looking alien who they meet too on the landing party. He's a Najal, and he's a macaroon, which sounds like Macron or
Yeah.
macaroon. uh,
Macaroon.
so yeah, Chapel, Uhura, Gamble, and Beto go down there, and Beto he's doing this document. This is a through line throughout the season, by the way. Him with this, the Centennial is a thing throughout the season. I thought it was only something they were going to talk about in episode two, like. But here it's like I guess it's a year long thing, and like he's continuously making this documentary, right? For one thing, shouldn't I know it's pre TOS, but in terms of a technological reboot, updating the tech, you would think that like cameras, like like even in modern video games, every character has some kind of device that lets them see ahead, and the fact that they they were just lucky enough to have him there with the cameras in this particular situation. I was thinking, well, maybe they should all have cameras like that. Wouldn't it be so easy just to have a landing party and detachable little tiny drone cameras or something? But yeah, that's an excuse to get Beto in there because I suppose he's a love interest for Ahura. I don't
Oh,
find he
horror.
serves much of a purpose except for like, oh, his equipment helps the crew, and they don't seem to be using the tricorders. Seem pretty useless in
Yeah,
this
no,
episode too.
no, I think the addition of of Erica's uh older brother or younger brother, Beto, to me hasn't really worked either. I mean, I know why he's there to move to PJ's point. I think he's there to be a love interest eventually for Ohora and to be a thorn in his sister's side, but um he's not really striking a chord with me. And you make a really good point. Technology at this point in time should Starfleet should have the technology to allow people to monitor their own cameras that they have. I don't know why they don't have anything like that. And the other thing that I was wondering, like, is it customary of Starfleet to go down to a planet without without doing a scan of the planet just to see if it's inhabitable for the people that they're going to send down? Like, I know that they've done that in other previous Star Trek incarnations. Like, do you think that's just a point that the writers sort of pushed aside to tell this story?
Well, I assume Vadia 9 is an M class planet, so
Oh, it's an class planet. Okay,
whatever structure they would go down into would have oxygen, I guess. They would
okay,
know ahead of time, like, well, there's not breathable air in this structure or something. I don't know if they mentioned that or not.
right.
But uh it the thing about the set is it's very obviously the rock quarry they've used previously in Ontario for discovery and stuff.
Mm.
And they
Mm.
do this thing where I don't know, shoot down some beams. I forget what kind of beams they are to kind of unlock this thing. So they'd researched it. The thing is, was a Korby
I hate
fat.
Corbin. Mm.
Korby, he discovered a ring 5 years ago on a planet. It's I believe it's a royal insignia, and then Chapel and Korby found a tablet on another planet some months ago when
Huh?
she was doing the fellowship, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These two objects are somehow connected to this now. That's why they're going down there because
Okay.
Corby's like they're the same markings on the heart. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a pirate in a second. They they theorize that the Macroon are descendants of an advanced ancient alien species who travel through different galaxies and claim, I don't know who claimed it, but somebody claimed, I guess they did, they had the key to immortality. And these ancient aliens, they believe that the Macroon are direct descendants of them. and that's why
Right.
that's why that Najal guy is there, because they're letting this. They don't seem like a post warp society. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, the storytelling in this episode for me, the storytelling in this episode for me worked. There were parts of it that worked. I mean, I really loved everything with the away team going down to the planet and then going into this chamber and discovering everything about this chamber and how when you stepped into this chamber because of the way that it works, it sort of plays with time and shit like that. But towards the end of the episode, I was like, so the macaroon thing, or that's what this species is, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Do you think that the macaroon is going to be like the big bad for this season? Do you think that they're going to come back, or they're going to reveal themselves towards the end of the season? That's going to happen here in a couple
Uh,
weeks.
no, I don't. I think the Macroon people are harmless. I don't.
Oh, sure.
I think the entities that they find there, that Scotty eventually traps in the transporter, and then at the very end of the episode, we get this ominous kind of like there's a
Right.
demon in the buffer that's gonna
Yeah,
come back. That has
the
to.
buffer. Yeah.
And that demon, that dark force that we don't know
Right.
about, is somehow connected to the Gorn,
Hmm.
because in battle in the third episode, remember
Yeah.
Spock does the mind meld with Batel,
But yeah.
and he sees a little Gorn thing, but there's something else along with it. I thought it was just straight up Gorn stuff. I didn't know there was like a demonic kind of thing behind it. But in the
Mm-hmm.
cave, when Spock finds those darn goggles and looks down, and he looks at that one, it shows the exact same image.
Yeah.
So that, and okay, the episode actually is like, I'm iffy on the episode until this happens. Uh, uh, God, what's his name? Yeah,
What?
Gamble.
A gamble,
Yeah,
gamble, yeah,
Gamble
gamble,
picks up
gamble.
Gamble picks up the artifact. What does Laan say to him? This is his own fault, by the way. They made him
Yeah.
dumb. They made him super, super dumb just for a
Stupid.
second so they could have this
So
story.
dumb. So dumb.
Uh, Careful. He doesn't even hear what she says, and he goes, like,
Yeah.
maybe it has
Yeah.
a Medusa effect. Who are those fucking non-corporeal uh,
Uh.
aliens from TOS? And one of them is a character in Prodigy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Yeah.
Medusans.
Yeah.
Is
The
it the
Medusans. Yeah. The
Medusans?
Medusans. It's the Medusans.
Maybe there's a Medusan like element to it where he's like just drawn to it. But anyway,
It's the
it blows
It's the
up and
Medusans.
it explodes his fucking eyes. We don't know this until later in the episode. This is why I like this. This episode's probably the best of the ones so far, because
Mhm.
it's serious. It's got horror elements, but
Oh yeah.
They also have funny parts in it. It's not all serious. They can crack a joke every now and again. But
Yeah.
he died. He's gone.
Oh yep.
As
He's
soon as that
dead.
happens, he's gone. He's not alive anymore.
Mhm.
So this whole song and dance he goes through when Mbenga puts the thing on his eyes, and oh, this thing's not regenerating them, and he's acting really concerned. The first clue is that he calls him Joseph, and Mbenga goes, "Oh, you used my first name." That whole time, that's the demon. That's the entity that's possessed. And then it's only like a couple of scenes later where Mbenga actually like sees that, oh, well, he's, according to my tricorder, this guy's dead. He can't
Mhm.
explain it. He's thinking it's something else. He's not quite accepting it yet, but he doesn't realize that he's possessed. But that possession part of the story was a lot of fun. The escape room element on the planet with the timey-wimey stuff, that gets a little more interesting as it goes along. It is a little slow to get going. But thank God we have that other story to keep things interesting and moving. But
Mhm.
overall, it's a pretty decent episode. Najal dies, by the way, when he tries to escape. That's another thing. They try to escape and they realize they can't. And they all go into another room, but then they're all separated into different planes of existence. So there's a lot of Twilight Zone, Star Trekky shit going on that's quite satisfying.
Yeah, there's a like I said in the opening, in my opening remarks to this episode, there's a lot of timey wimey stuff in here that's really really fun. But for me, the real selling point of this episode, as much as I don't like him and as much as I want to punch him in the face, the character work between Chapel and Corby and Captain Pike and Captain Mattel was really really wonderful for me in this episode. First off, I was actually thinking, before we really got a good sense of what this episode was about, I was thinking that this entity that plays with time was going to suck Corby into like a black hole or something, and he was going to end up on that planet that he gets abandoned on, and that's how we were gonna lose Roger Corby, because I fucking hate Roger Corby so much that I can't stand his guts. So I just want him to go away to that fucking planet. Um, yeah, but that was just me. I'm kind of crazy. Um, but I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the chemistry between Christine and Roger Corby? Is it working for you, or is it pissing you off as much as it's bothering me?
I don't care about any relationships in the show. I don't care about
Oh, okay.
Pike and Patel. I don't care about Spock, Laan, or him and Chapel, or Chapel and Corby.
Okay, you just care about the
Trek,
spot. You
Trek almost never does relationships that are interesting.
did that.
I think the
Yeah.
most interesting relationship I've ever seen in Trek in general is, I mean, romantically, not just not friend. There's lots of good friendships for sure, but in terms of
Mhm.
romantic relate, like even Keiko and O'Brien
That was
had no sexual, like they were like brother and sister who lived
yeah.
together. It was just weird. It's that they were just like as typical a sexless husband and wife as like a 50 sitcom would give you.
Uh-huh.
uh Cisco and his girlfriend were interesting.
What about?
Deanna and Riker, interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. What
Worf
about
and
Worf?
Deanna, no, no.
No. What about
Worf and Dax. There you go.
Yes, Worf and Dax. Yeah.
That's probably the best one. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I
That was
mean,
dynamic. Yeah. But
yeah. I mean,
these
look.
relationships. I mean, I don't care for Corby. Although the
I
way
know.
they write him and his obsession with the
So annoying.
immortality and transference of conscious, all that kind of stuff, that is fitting. That it
Yeah,
you can see
yeah,
how that
because
will
he's gonna.
eventually become such an obsession that he actually does transfer into a synth body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, no, but I like I don't. I think that this era of Star Trek, and this is not a negative thing for me, but this era of Star Trek really, 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 really seems to be focused on the interpersonal relationships of the crew, which is kind of funny because the the great bird of the galaxy, Gene Roddenberry, clearly stated, I think he stated it in TNG, says, I don't want there to be interpersonal conflicts between my characters, which is whatever. That's a rule that's been broken 100 times over. But I think that this is the first era of Star Trek where they have really focused on the sort of relationships that the relationships that the crew have to each other. And for me, sometimes it works, and then sometimes it doesn't. So that, for those of you watching, you'll be like, Marcella, why are you so obsessed with that? And I'm like, guys, I like relationships in TV shows, so that's why I'm so obsessed with that.
The
um
the way they do, the way they write the relationships is good in the sense that everybody's pretty mature about it, except for the singing
right.
episode where they're all like bitching in song. But when um when Chapel kind of confronts Laan about Spock and her hooking up, and Laan's like, let's don't be like that. Let's not like make it a thing. And
Right, right,
Chapel
that's not.
doesn't, but the fact that she's on the elevator and she's poking, and like she shows she's not like mad or jealous. There's none of this petty stuff going on really.
Right.
except for Korby. Corby's a bit like him and Spock, or ugh. But they get
Yeah.
over that. I think they get over
Yeah.
that in
Yeah.
this
They get
episode.
over.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know the,
No, but I
yeah. Go ahead.
no no, but I do think that I do think that the scene you're referencing when Chapel and Laan have that moment in the elevator, and even before that when they're walking the corridor before they get into the elevator, um, a Chapel is like she's. I mean, I know you just said that Chapel doesn't seem to come off as jealous, but to me, Chapel seems to be operating from the understanding that, oh, I'm with I'm with Roger now, but I would still like there to be some lingering pain. That's I still would like for Spock to have some lingering pain over the relationship that we could have had. Listen, I know that's bringing a lot into just a simple walk down the corridor and for them to get into the turbo lift, but I think that Chapel was channeling that sort of energy with the scene with La'an.
Yeah, and I'm glad they got it out of the way quick, and they didn't deal with it again in the episode.
No, no,
You know,
they didn't.
the girls having the conversation about the boyfriends. It's like, all right,
Nope.
we,
No,
I've seen this
no,
100 million
not that
times.
stuff. Right.
It didn't pass the Bechdel test. There you go.
Oh no, no, it didn't. Um, no, but I'm really, really wondering with switching gears now. I'm really wondering what they're going to do with Captain Patel. You mentioned in one of our other reviews that you thought um either she's gonna become a Borg kind of queen thing, right? And that's
Gorn.
gonna a Gorn queen. I said a Borg queen, didn't I? She's gonna become a Gorn queen, or I think it was you or me, or maybe I heard it on a stream somewhere else. I don't know. My brain's kind of waffly now, guys. That she was gonna die. So what do you think is gonna happen with just Captain Patel in specifically, and not Spot and not Pike and Patel specifically? Not their relationship. But what do you think is gonna happen to her, basically?
Well, we talked about in these reviews before about
Yep.
what might
Yep.
happen to her, and I said something along the lines of she's going to activate and she's going to go nuts. That's what
You
I said.
were
I think I
right.
said those words. She's going to go
Yeah,
nuts, and
yeah.
she's going to start like fighting. And anyway, she walks into the sick bay and sees a Gamble, and she's like, "You," and he's like Kaliachi or something. I don't know. He says they're like calling each other like demon names, and she like knocks Mbenga right over. And he's like, he's out for the count. And then boom, 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 and it's this very quick fight, brutal, very well choreographed. Like they're throwing each other around, but she's getting thrown, and she's like hopping up on a table like a creature and like flipping around, and like she's all fucking Gorn activated, man. She's got those Gorn activate, and there's a theory that the Salon guys, I think other people talked about too. Oh, she's gonna become the Gorn from Arena. I
I
think
don't think
that
so.
is such a stretch, and would be so stupid
It's
that
so
I don't think
awful.
I'd
Yeah.
watch. I think like really, she's gonna
No, I.
actually physically turn into a Gorn. I figure like I joked about way back in Wedding Bell Blues, I think, or Battle of Canforio, I think maybe it was. Yes, Battle of Canforio, because that's when we find out she's going to be a hybrid. Remember that? And I said,
Yeah.
Pike's going to go up to her one day, put his hand on her shoulder, she's going to turn around and have lizard eyes and go, ha ha ha, like fucking the end of Thriller.
Oh
Um,
my God! Can you imagine
it's
that
gonna
to be like?
freeze
That'd be
frame on
awesome.
her face, and it's gonna just slowly zoom in, like all those Italian horror movies from the '70s, where every single one ends on a creepy freeze frame, and it like it goes in. That's where the Michael Jackson's Thriller got that from. Were these
Oh,
Giallo
I
Italian
didn't
horror
know.
movies? Almost,
I didn't know
dude,
that.
almost every single one of them. House by the Cemetery, Bay of Blood. I think even Suspiria. But anyway,
Really?
they all end. Horror movies had a trope, and at least the Italian ones. I think some American films did it too,
Hmm.
where it was just super creepy to end a horror movie. Sleepaway Camp is the same thing, but that's an American movie or a Canadian movie. I can't remember, but it's like creepy shot at the end and ominous music. Zoom in on the still shot credits. You'll see. I became obsessed one time and just looked at a whole bunch of them, and it's
Oh,
like
cool.
every one of these end the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, they should
No,
totally
but
do that in Strange New Worlds. They already jumped the shark at least 3 times now, so why not?
no,
She's
I
like, I'm a
listen.
lizard person. If she does turn out to be the Gorn from Arena, I'd be like, all right. It
That
just
was
seems as
stupid.
ridiculous as what would have
That be
happened anyway.
no. I listen as someone who really likes the actress who plays Patel. I would really really like her not to get cured, but I would really like her to
She's
retire
not
from
getting cured
Starfleet. No, she's not.
unless they
Well,
find some miracle thing, like
yeah,
something on a planet or something. Like
yeah.
Mbenga's daughter, like she had a pretty incurable
Oh
disease,
shit!
and the only people who could cure her
Wait a minute.
weren't allowed.
Wait a minute. What if Mbenga's daughter brings back the people that took her, and the people that took her cure Captain Patel? But if they cure Captain Patel, the writers still have a problem because we have to move Captain Patel out of here.
That reminds me about the demon. The demon not only knows about the
The
person that's
demon.
killed and taken over,
Oh yeah, okay,
it,
yeah, yeah.
it
Sorry,
knows
sorry.
everything about everyone around him, and he talks to Mbenga like your daughter. How do you
Oh
know?
shit.
Like she wasn't taken by nefarious beings, and what came
Um,
back wasn't her, but like a trick on you or so. It's one of those
right.
exorcism tropes where the demon is sowing doubt in your mind. And
Hmm.
when he talks to that guy, the red shirt who he kills, he if
Yeah.
he can just walk through the force field, why did he
It's
even
true.
bother? But anyway,
Yeah.
he chokes him through the force field. He says, "Oh, your mother is sick," or I don't know, something about his mother. He's like, "How did you know that?" It's like it's straight out of The Exorcist,
Yep.
but it's
Hmm.
fun. I prefer possession over zombies in Star Trek.
Yeah.
They done it in Power Play, like the possession. They did it in Deep Space Nine. Jake
Right.
becomes possessed by one of the pirates, and he's got like red eyes and stuff. And
Oh yeah.
it's
I
nothing
remember that
new with
episode.
the possession thing, but
Yeah. No. I
I
mean,
thought
look,
I
look.
thought just general originality. I know it doesn't have all original elements, but it's probably the most original out of the season so far. I think in terms of like, there's familiar elements, but the way everything's put together, there's still a lot of mystery to uncover. Like those demons, that demon soul and the transporter. They
Yeah.
focused on that for a reason.
They did. Yeah. Um. Listen, I really, really, going into this conversation, I kind of didn't really appreciate this episode in the way that I should have, I think. And just actually sitting here as we were going through this conversation has really made me appreciate this episode a lot more than I did on the initial watch of this episode when it came out. So, and I actually appreciate that this episode, to move to PJ's point, was pretty original, and I like the fact that we saw the crew go down to a planet and investigate something, because
A strange new world with
yeah,
kind of new species. It's just one of those things where it's like
yeah,
they're
yeah,
non corporeal
yeah,
entities, but still.
but it's something new for the show, and that's something that you and I have been, harking on for weeks on end, for the show to have some strange new shit in it. And listen, even if this ends up tying back to the Gorn, and all signs point to that actually happening, I do commend the writers for at least trying something new with this with this episode in particular. And I do really like that final scene when all our main cast are in Pike's ready room, and Pelga is sort of telling the audience slash the crew how dangerous this entity could possibly be. And I think that was a great scene. But the one thing that pissed me off, it pissed me off so much. She finished telling the crew how dangerous these people are. It was a great moment, but they had to undercut it with a joke. The fact that she finishes this great ominous speech and then she slid in a joke there. I'm like, come on, if you would have done that great ominous speech and then cut right to Mbanga in sickbay, I thought that would have been a great way to end the episode. But that was just me. How did you feel about that?
Uh,
Oh,
well, that joke ties back to earlier in the episode
oh,
when she's very enthusiastic about the camera and
oh,
what
okay,
Beto was
okay,
doing, right? And
okay.
she's like, even to remind everybody, like, this is a good thing that he's doing. And if you ever want, like, she loves the camera. So at the end when she's saying all that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good, this is serious, right? But watch it again. She's like, she's a little over the top, and I wondered the first time I watched it, I'm like, am I seeing some like over the top kind of bad acting here, like unintentional on her part? But this is Carol Kane. So when she looks at Beto, then she's like, "Do you want another take?" I'm like, "Oh, you had a point, yes, but you were exaggerating for the camera. You,
Oh,
it's
okay.
kind of like what actors do on stage. They play it up for the
Right, right,
camera or
right.
the audience, right?"
Oh,
And
oh,
like, I kind of thought that was funny, but I get it. It's like that could have been just a serious moment without the joke, but I didn't
right.
mind the joke.
Oh, you know what? I didn't actually think of it from the angle that you just presented to us.
I believe everything that Paleo was saying was sincere and true. It's just that tiny little bit of playing it up
Oh,
that
okay.
I wondered why she's playing it up, and then oh she's doing that's the whole thing with the camera and take two and
Mhm.
all that. It it was kind of to break the tension of the scene maybe, but it didn't need it. But I didn't
No.
mind it. Uh, yeah, and this whole ending. By the way, this like uh, Mbenga has to kill Gamble.
Yeah.
Bang is a really good character. They give him some good stuff to deal with. In this
Yeah.
episode, like his acting is really quite good. And you got to remember, this guy wasn't really an actor. He was a martial arts fighter. Uh,
Yeah.
and
No,
he
but
hasn't
no,
been
but
in a hell of a lot. He's only been in like Black Mirror, Dune,
and
Strange
Dune.
New Worlds, and I think he's getting more work now. But for some reason, when I saw Babs, uh, whenever I've seen him, for whatever reason, I felt like, oh, this guy's been around for a while, and he really hasn't. There's a video that's not even that old where he's just a fighter, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Bab Solusamonkun. I'm a
Oh
fighter." Blah
wow.
blah blah. And it's like, wow, this video's in HD. It's like not even that old. Uh,
Wow.
for a guy who's not been in acting for a hell of a long time, he's a damn good actor. He's my favorite character in the show, and I love when they give him stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like his
I
choices,
really,
man, they're so hard. Go ahead. Yeah.
I, I did not know anything about the actor who plays the manga. So the fact that he can pull this level of emotion out of himself without having so much acting experience just tells me how much natural talent he has. But I do agree with you. The Strange New Worlds writers seem to give him s- a lot of meaty stuff when it comes to the storylines that they choose to tell with him.
Yeah.
So I think moving forward, I think that we're going to get some of the best stuff that we have remaining in the show. I think it's going to be tied to his character, and I think it's going to be tied to Mbenga's character. And I'm really interested. I'm really interested to see. I mean, this is calling the cart before the horse, but I'm really interested to see where his character is going to end. And I think, we have two more seasons to find out. And I could be proven right or proven wrong. I think that by giving his character so much emotional baggage, I think that he might sacrifice himself for another crew member eventually in the future. Because I think that he's gonna. I think that the only way that he can truly pay for his sins that he's committed, sins if you believe that thing, is for him to for lack of a better word, media's maker. Do you think I'm crazy, or do you think I'm onto something here?
Well, he's in TOS, so
Oh god, I keep forgetting shit, guys. My brain.
he's not. He's not a. He's a not even a big character in that show.
Yeah,
So like he
yeah.
works under McCoy. So
McCoy. Yeah,
like
McCoy's got a show.
unless he takes a lesser position or he gets demoted, something's gonna happen
Yeah,
in that respect.
yeah.
But
But
I wish
yeah,
I
guys.
almost wish he was an original character so that when Strange New Worlds ended, send him to the 25th century, and then he can like join. Uh, he can join. He
Section
can join.
31.
He can join Tuvok and Janeway and all those people.
Oh my god. All right, guys. Well, please, please, please forgive my senile moment there, but I just it just went out the window. Um, but yeah, PJ, do you have any more final thoughts before we wrap it up?
um, yeah, I just like the macabre kind of horror elements of this show, this episode. The I have to admit that the escape room that they're in and everything that goes on with the timey-wimey stuff, like Spock cutting himself and then not having the cut and then realizing it comes after, and at the end where Chapel's got to take a leap, like a leap of faith and
Like
walk on a
Indiana Jones
floor that isn't
style.
there.
Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
and the only thing about that is that when La'an and Chapel do that, like Korby, Spock, you're standing right there. Even
Yeah.
Beto and Uhura, you're standing right there. Hold on to them, maybe? Does it
Yeah,
have to be
right?
a complete leap of faith? Can it be like a test? Can you just put your foot down and like have somebody hold you? And if your foot goes through it, you'd be like, oh, I don't know about this. I don't know. It's weird.
Um,
Uh, yeah, that was kind of fun, but yeah.
yeah, for my money, the scene the scene that PJ is referencing in the back of my mind, because I have such a hard dislike of Corby. I was like, what if kind of Spock did something out of character right now and pushed him forward and he fell or something? like, like guys, guys, I have an unhealthy obsession with watching Roger Corby suffer. So I
Hey,
cannot wait until that happens. But listen, I really like this episode, and I think that this conversation did a lot to make me realize how much interesting stuff was in this episode. Granted, I've only seen this episode twice for when it first aired, and I've sort of rewatched it as a conversation. But I want to thank you, PJ, for making me see this episode in a little bit different light than I did just a couple of hours ago when I watched it. Um, but before we go, PJ, if the good folks at home want to catch you and your adventures online, where can they go and check you out if they want to do so?
at Boatwreck Live. The
Boatwreck
channel is going to be
Live,
around for another couple of days,
20
maybe. I
years.
think I'm going to give up on it soon. I'm
Oh,
just going to give
really?
up.
It's a great
No, no,
channel, man. No, it's a great channel. No, but seriously, guys, that's a great channel. I'm on there all the time. We talk about some Kevin Smith movies. We talk about current events. We talk about some Star Trek news on there too. So go over there and check PG out. He does some great videos. He even did some watch longs back in the day if you like that kind of stuff. I don't know if you still have them on the channel, but those are fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're there.
Yeah. And guys, if you want to catch me and my stuff that I do online, I've been taking a little bit of a hiatus and a little bit of a vacation because I needed some rest, but I'm back now. And if you want to check out my stuff, the best place to find whatever I'm doing is on X or Twitter. I'm at
Yep,
Creek Fanatic
yep.
88. If you go there, you'll see a link to my link tree where you can see all my stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. And as I say often, I'll see you when I see you.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.